all or nearly all the chickens and ducks are out of their coop, and I didn't let them out. How did that happen? Well, I'll show you here in a minute. Ah, la vida loca. Well, our pond is full. Completely full. Look at that. So it's about 6 foot deep. Actually, probably not quite 6 foot, but pretty close. So this is awesome. It won't stay this full, but that's basically for the baby fish whenever it is holding water long term. This deep anyways. Normally it only holds like a couple feet of water. We're waiting for it to get like to where it holds water this deep before we start adding fish to this. Meanwhile, we're going to start putting koi. We were doing goldfish, but we're going to start putting koi in our rainwater collection barrels to keep the mosquitoes down. We just haven't gotten any yet. And we need to because the mosquitoes are starting to get bad. Oh, it's still flowing. So basically, pretty much most all the water on the land flows into this pond. And part of the water from the neighbor's land. And so this pond fills up pretty quick, but then it drains. It doesn't hold water very well. It will eventually. We got ducks, so ducks will help with slicking and sealing the pond. So I'll take some pictures here. It's a little windy. It was real windy this morning before the rain came. I mean, it was like a real hard wind, and then it started raining. So we had a lot of chemtrails yesterday and the day before. So I don't know if the chemtrails alluded to the heavy rain. That's a speculation. There's a lot of speculations as to what the chemtrails are all about, but we do know they're doing it. And we do know they're not being honest about what they're doing. So here's another stream that leads to the pond. Anyways. So the grass is growing back up, but the ponds, or the berm's a little narrow. I need to get it widened and raised up a little bit, but not much as far as height goes, because, you know, it's not going to make a difference, but I need to make it wider so we can fence off the pond and be able to still drive around it. All the chickens are out, it looks like. Hopefully none of them got hurt jumping 12 feet down, because not all of them have, some of them have their wings clipped. And so that's not good. I need to build this up a little bit, and I guess put a pipe over there so the water will flow. Oh, maybe David came down to let them out. Because this gate was not open. Maybe he fed the cats already, too. That's why there's food still in their dish. I thought they just didn't eat it all from yesterday. Okay. Somebody did let them out. I'll be dang. Okay. Yeah. Basically, what they're doing, I know they're doing it. don't have my light on, but anyhow. I lowered this down a little bit so they won't do it as much, but they're basically going up there and then jumping down. Basically coming up here and then dropping straight down. And I think we lost one chicken because of that, because she didn't land proper and hurt herself, and then she ended up dying. But anyways, we haven't got the cage or the wire up yet. We got most of the wire there. We just haven't finished putting it up. But this is basically gonna prevent them from jumping out. And it's also going to prevent coons and possums from getting in. And owls, because if the chickens and ducks can get out, then owls and hawks can get in. They just haven't figured that out yet. So we're working on that. So I got hardwire cloth up now. Next we'll put up chicken wire on top of it. And then after that... then I'm going to put up some 2x4s along the edges. We'll put up this metal siding, you know, along here anyways. Maybe not so much along there because we're going to put other things up there. But we'll put 2x6s across here. Make the gap appropriate. We already got the measurements. And then build basically bat houses all along the backside. Now, I don't know if bats will want to live in there because these guys can be noisy during the day. But we'll find out. It'll be an experiment. And basically, they'll hang from the wire. And they'll keep... wasps and hornets from nesting up in there as well. So that's what I'm gonna do there. And then across the front here we'll have windows and whatnot for ventilation as well. That will also be ventilation, but it won't be a whole lot of ventilation. It'll just let some of the heat out in the summer. And whatnot. And then in the winter we might need to pack it, but I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. And then but we'll have windows up here where those openings are. And hopefully like screen windows. We'll try to find some windows that fit. And then put, you know, windows that we can open so they can have ventilation and whatnot. I think one of these gray hens is broody. And it looks like this is her nest. But there might be maybe one other broody hen, but I don't know. I haven't collected any eggs this year for 2 reasons. Trying to get these guys to be broody or find some that are so that they'll hatch out their own eggs, so I ain't got to incubate them and all that crap. And then and also, you know, we get plenty of eggs from friends in the area who have chickens as well. In fact, we're supposed to get some new hens here soon, but I don't know. We haven't went over to fetch them. So I guess the chickens are getting themselves out. Well, they are letting themselves out, but David let them out. So I guess the goats are out too. Anyways, our kitchen area is flooded. Eventually, yeah, see the water's, oh, okay, it's coming over there. Oh, somebody's boxers. Those probably need to be burned. Those are probably 2 years old hanging there. I don't know. I don't remember them being there before. Crazy dog. He likes the water. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna build all this up with gravel so the water won't be flowing over this so much and into the kitchen area. It'll more or less flow around, which is what I want it to do. Flow around that way or flow around this way. Primarily, I want it to flow that way. But it's gonna do what it wants to do. But yeah, all this is gonna be built up and it's gonna be road. So chances are it's all gonna basically flow that way. And this is gonna be a garden area as well as over here. I got watermelons over here right now. I gotta go in here and trim this up, but I got 1,000 other things I gotta do right now. But looks like the hemlock's getting out of control. But I see a couple watermelon sprouts, so we'll see how that works out. I'm gonna come in here with a weed eater or whatever and cut out some of the stuff that I don't want growing in here. But there's a lot of seeds, watermelon seeds in there, so they will eventually take over. Chickens have scratched in there pretty good, so they got most of the seeds that were growing in there, and I covered a lot of it up with paper. Most of the weeds, you know, but not all of them. So we'll see. But yeah, there's a few watermelon sprouts in there, so hopefully they take off. This is kind of like a test run. But I obviously didn't put enough weed control down. And basically cardboard was my weed control, so. But I can fix that. I'll probably do that next weekend because I got a bunch of things I got to do this weekend. Well, let's go check on the goats real quick. I'm sure they're out, but I'm going to go double check. And this is our trail. I'm putting down carpet for the trail. And that also acts as a weed barrier. Maybe I'll do that next, or this winter in the garden. Put some carpet down to keep the weeds from growing, and then put dirt over the top of that when I'm ready to do my watermelons. We'll see. I'm not sure how they'll do growing over the top of carpet. But you can pick up used carpet for free. Just find a local carpet place, installation place, and pull all the old carpet out of their dumpsters, with permission, of course. But we're over 10 minutes. If I upload this, it might take a minute, and certain places it's already too big. I won't be able to upload it. Not doing Facebook so much anymore because we call it Socialist Book or whatever. MeWe, I've been having problems uploading things to MeWe, so I started using YouTube again, even though YouTube is also communist. But yeah, anyway. We don't know what's going to happen next. We're kind of prepping and doing our little survivalist thing, but the Bible says there will be no place to hide. And the New World Order with this COVID-19 coronavirus crap is putting all of their New World Order agendas into hyperdrive. Never let a good crisis go to waste. And if you can't find a crisis, make a crisis. That's what they do. Look into, what is it called? Actor-based reality. I don't know much about it. I just found out about it yesterday. Bought some product from a guy off of Facebook. That's about the only thing I use Facebook for now is the marketplace and trying to wake up the sheeple. But bought some product from a guy yesterday, and he's awake. And but I don't know if he's the right kind of awake. But he told me about actor-based reality yesterday, and so I'm now looking into that. But apparently, according to him, all these politicians and all these actors are actors playing the actors and actors playing politicians. So, it sounds a little far-fetched, but maybe not, you know. I mean, at least, you know, the politicians definitely act like actors. But actors playing actors, I don't know about that so much. But who knows? Something worth looking into. Alright, we're over 15 minutes. Goats are out. Everybody's taken care of. I guess I double fed the cats today, but that's alright. Half of them are pregnant. They need food anyways. They act like they're starving, but anyway. Alrighty. I guess that concludes this video. Check out our podcast at scrapgovscrap.com and freefoodandmedicine.com. Or manicmondaypodcast.com. You can listen to our old podcast. It used to be called Demented Dungeons and Dragons. That was our original podcast. And we were basically originally going to talk about this on Demented Dungeons and Dragons, and then we ended up talking about everything, all kinds of weird stuff, just anything and everything. So it ended up being a miscellaneous podcast, and then we started getting a little too political. And my friend Lenny Ladner, who was running for Congress, well, originally he was running for U.S. Senate, then he was running for Congress. And if you know anything about actor-based reality, you might know why he didn't make it into Congress, because he's not part of the program. Well, anybody who knows about the system knows that if you're not part of the program, you're not going to get in. They've already got it to where it's rigged against us, the people, we the people. But anyway, I've known that for years. That's one of the reasons why we're down here and prepping and survivalizing, whatever you want to call it, survivalists, being off-gridders, whatnot. And it's peaceful, you know. It's nice and peaceful out here when you're not working your butt off. But anyways, Lenny Ladner founded ScrapGovScrap, and so we basically turned that into, because what his project was before wasn't doing anything, it wasn't working. And so he still owns it, but he turned it over to me, and we basically do a podcast there. We got a blog, but it's not really, that's deep right there, Dodo. Go swim. Go swim. Go swim. Crazy dog. And, yeah. I lost my train of thought. That's okay, I was on a caboose anyway. Lenny Ladner, ScrapGovScrap. So basically, he turned it over to us, and we started ScrapGovScrap as our political podcast, and we talk about all that New World Order type stuff. we've been talking a lot about COVID. There goes a duck flying. I love to watch them fly. Hey! No chasing. No. He's like, I'm curious where it's going. And not long after that, we also started our Free Food and Medicine podcast. And Snickers. And phased out Demented Dungeons and Dragons. So, yeah. We got a long ways to go and probably a short time to get there, but we've been doing this off-grid project since my divorce in 2012. We started out somewhere else and it didn't work out. So we got this property in 2005 and been working on it for 5-6 years now. We're making some progress, but it's just really slow. Slower than I would like it to go. But oh well, I'm just keeping on. Moving forward as best as we can. So, all right, good luck. And party on. Bye.